Hi everyone, it's Becky B the Book Dragon. So about maybe a week or two ago, I was picking up some library books and a whole bunch of books had been donated, and so I spent about another 10 or 15 minutes going through these two small shelves, just looking at the titles going. So I picked up some new acquisitions for my library, and at this very moment re I am reorganizing all the shelves so I know exactly where to look, and the books for research will be stacked and placed in one particular section so I know where to look for them. Anyway, let's go through the books that I found. This is a modern piece of Japanese literature by Yasunari Kawabata, and this is called Snow Country. And look what it says here. It says, winner of the Nobel Prize for Literature in 1968. Now, around that time, I have been doing some research about Japanese American internment history, and it was really, so far out of the five, I managed to read through about maybe two and a half. But you have to understand that this was around this time. There was still some angst between Americans who were not Japanese and Japanese American citizens who even had 1/16 of Japanese ancestry. So for this to be awarded a Nobel Prize is, to me, this is the first that I've heard of it. What it says on the blurb, it says, to the snow country isolated from the rest of Japan through the long winter months comes the cynical Shimamura, drawn there by the warmth of a young geisha, Komako. Their story is the foundation for one of the finest novels in modern Japanese literature. So I'll need to take a look at it. Now, I decided some of the books there are completely written in different languages, including this one, which is written in French, because I see the word livre, le livre de poche, whatever that means, and this is by Eric Orsena Longtemps, and you can see it's completely written in French. I have no idea what it's about, but I'll bet some of you are wondering, when am I getting a book entirely written in French? Well, like I said, I have a children's book on the Grimm's Brothers tales completely written in German, and I have Duolingo on my phone, so I want to beef up on my language skills. Now we have Guy, I think that's how you pronounce the guy's name, Guy de Maupassant, who wrote The Necklace and other short stories. The Necklace, I believe, is one of the short stories on the English department list in California, and I think through other states. Let's see what it says. The French author Guy, I think it's Guy de Maupassant, was a master of the short story, creating detailed character studies and brief but moving dramas well suited to the genre. The 9 stories in this collection provide a vivid portrait of his typical subjects, from simple peasants and prostitutes to soldiers, government clerks, and provincial bourgeoisie. I think that's how you pronounce it. Brilliantly naturalistic, these short works also reveal Maupassant's ability to observe the innumerable details of everyday life and reproduce them artfully and accurately, often with a caustic sense of humor. The Necklace is one of the most famous, and I actually got a chance to read it with one of my students. And when it comes to English anthology, there is the Norton Anthology of English Literature, and then we have this one, the Longman Anthology of British Literature, Volume 1C. So this is going from the Restoration to the 18th century. Someone must have made a copy of something. And I was looking through my books, and I think I packed up my the Norton Anthology of English Literature. I have 2 huge volumes of them, and those were withdrawn books, believe it or not. So yeah. Okay, Jonathan Swift, I recognize. Okay. John Locke. Isaac Newton. Interesting. Okay. William Hogarth, I believe. Oh, yeah. A Rake's Progress. Okay. Yeah. Awesome. Even travel writing they have in here, which is kind of cool. Yeah. So there's that one. Now, on my teacher's license, it includes the background of NCLB. And NCLB means School Realities Lessons from the Field. But no one exactly told... Yeah, okay. No Child Left Behind Act of 2001 is one of the biggest educational forces of our time. So why is it one of the least understood? So this is all about No Child Left Behind, which some schools were affected positively and others not so much. Let me turn this one around. I saw this and I had a feeling it was a recipe book because it says Hors d'oeuvres. I think that's how you pronounce it. Hors d'oeuvres and desserts for standing ovations. I love that, by Renee Darling. And I thought this was the same author of A Russian Jew Cooks in Peru. That's not so much the case. And we can already see there's been some kind of water damage. But the reason I got it is because of the illustrations. Look at the pages, you guys. Oh, I love illustrated borders like this. This is so pretty. But I love this. I love the title. Great Beginnings and Happy Endings. Yeah, why not? Wow, 1981. My goodness, yeah. Recipes for Standing Ovations. Hey, I'm there. Now, this one was one of the big ones that stood out. And it's entirely written in German. Jüdisches Leben am Grindel. I'm not quite sure what that means, but I know it has to do something with Judaism because if you look closely, this is a Magen David, and this has to be a synagogue. So I'm wondering, and again, this is another book entirely written in German. And someone from Germany must have had this. I'm not 100% sure. But yeah, this... I'm wondering if this has to do with, let's see. Farbkursbar, okay. Hamburg, okay. This must have been about, I'm just taking a wild guess here. Wow. It looked very interesting, and I'm still working on I wasn't intending it to be a Holocaust story, and it sort of is becoming a Holocaust story, so that book will come in handy. I have a friend who actually went to Germany, and she lived there for about a year. She was like a private tutor to this couple's two children that she met, and she went back to stay with them for a year, and she got, she sent me letters all the time. So hopefully she can also help me with that translation. But yeah, this is my latest book haul, you guys. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 more books added to my collection, and these will go to the right places. So I will see you guys the next time. And I will also post a video. I heard back from one of my, I want to say an acquaintance who asked me to do another interview with one of our favorite authors that has been, I got a chance to interview him twice, and this will be a third time. Yay. So I'm hoping to hear back from a few others that I wrote out to, and I will see you guys the next time. In the meantime, happy reading, and keep reading my book, Dragons, even the band. I'll see you guys next time.